Now at 5, new tools are coming out to help monitor your kids' social media accounts. It's part of one of the biggest legal settlements in history. Ahead, I'll tell you what's the deal with when you might see those changes.
A few storms on radar right now. I'll have local analysis and update the threat of severe weather.
Also, help for flood victims. The neighborhood where Gleaners is handing out free food right now, and how long you have to get it.
I'm so grateful to God that He answered prayers, and we are going to get some assistance from FEMA.
Cleaning up from the flooding, the money you and your family could get if you qualify for federal disaster help.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Felicia Lawrence alongside Dustin Grove, who's in for Anne Marie.
Tonight, new parental controls are on their way to Instagram and Facebook. It's part of a massive $18 billion settlement announced just this morning.
So the purpose here is to help parents keep their kids safe on social media. Allison Gormley is here to tell us what's the deal.
Yeah, the states that sued Meta said that they designed their features to specifically hook kids and keep them on the platforms. They say the constant scrolling and counting likes can impact kids' mental health.
The Meta settlement is the largest settlement of its kind. It resolves allegations made by almost 50 states that Meta knowingly created harmful features on its platforms intended to addict children and teens.
We would go after any kind of drug dealer, we'd go after any kind of opioid manufacturer. We went after the tobacco companies in the 90s because they were preying on our kids. Well, these platforms are doing the same thing.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita said part of this settlement is intended to provide parents some peace of mind.
This settlement requires Meta to give parents the tools they need so that they can actually look into what their kids are looking at.
Pending a judge's approval, these protections and controls will automatically apply to under 18 accounts on Instagram and Facebook. Protections include a 2-hour daily limit, Meta turning off access to the apps at night, no notifications during school hours, and alerts teens every 15 minutes of continuous screen time use. Some of these features may go into effect in a few months, others may take longer. Another part of the settlement, a big payday to the state of Indiana stretched out over a decade.
And we think we're proving, through settlements like this, we're proving our value.
While $296 million is guaranteed, it can go up to $419 million if YouTube and TikTok voluntarily agree to join Meta's teen safety initiatives. As for where the money goes, Rokita said that's mostly up to the General Assembly.
But can't kids lie about their age, right, to get around these parental controls?
I mean, kids are smart, and when there's a will, there is certainly a way. However, part of the settlement is that Meta will continuously make an effort to improve age verification. So what that means, is still unclear, but they might bring in third parties or even develop new systems.
Okay.
Okay, and it's important to note that the judge still has to sign off on this agreement. And as you mentioned, Meta is calling on other social media platforms to make changes as well.
That's right. Allison, thank you for telling us about this. Let's talk about that. So they issued an open letter to TikTok and YouTube saying, quote, "We want to ensure teens benefit from this new industry standard, but we cannot do it alone. These protections will only be truly effective if we work with our peers, TikTok and YouTube, to put the same measures in place." To be continued.
Okay, let's leave our headlines there for a second. Check in with Angela here in the Weather Center because we're tracking the impact of storms in central Indiana tonight. We're looking at rain on the radar right now. So what are you seeing, Angela?
The good news, no watches, no warnings. But Felicia, we remain under that threat of severe weather. And for most of us, this is a level 2 threat this evening. So we encourage you, if you do have outdoor plans, make sure you know where to go in the event of a warning, in the event of severe weather now through about midnight. You can see the movement of this line of storms and the initiation late this afternoon, early this evening. The line continues to push off to the east and southeast. There is one warning, but it's across the state line in the eastern sections of Illinois. That goes until 5:30 our time. We're keeping an eye on these thunderstorms that are now south of Lafayette, impacting places like Frankfort, southeast of Flora, into Linden, in between Petersburg and Kingman. So where do these storms go next? Crawfordsville, southeastern sections of Clinton County, Kokomo heads up, Lebanon, they're not too far away. And again, these will have an impact, especially on those outdoor activities. Future Track 13, pretty good job on the placement of this broken line of storms. We expect it to have a local impact over the next several hours and then start to push south and east after 9 p.m. It clears the state by midnight, and we look ahead to a much warmer weather pattern in the 7-day. That in a few minutes.
Thanks, Angela. And you can track the storms on the WTHR streaming app. That is where you can check out the radar. We have it up there whenever you want to see it, you can. And it's been 2 weeks since historic flooding hit central Indiana.
And it left a whole lot of people in need of help, especially when it comes to keeping food on the table. Ella Rhodes is at the Gleaners Mobile Food Distribution event tonight. It's going on right now at the Indiana Math and Science Academy up on the north side.
Ella, what's going on there?
There's a lot of things flooding victims can pick up here, supplies and food. Of course, you could just check out all these cars in line waiting to get items. They are ready to go. There's several lines of cars already going, but I want to show you some of the items. Obviously, Gleaners provides such amazing food choices for families and for people. So not only do they have fresh produce here that people can pick up, they can also grab some other prepared meals as well, super important. And of course, when it comes to the flood, they have a lot of important recovery items and cleanup items for people to grab, like Lysol and plenty of paper towel and paper tissue and all of that good stuff. So it's just really great opportunity for people to come out. And I want to introduce you to Margot. Margot, you have been overseeing this distribution. So why is it so crucial right now to make sure these resources get to the people in this community?
Yeah, so right here where we're at, we're really close to White River. We're really close to the Ravenswood neighborhood. So some of these items we really are trying to target cleaning supplies, non-perishable foods, protein. We're also partnering with Second Helpings today. So we have some Second Helpings meals that'll be really crucial for people that maybe don't have the ability to cook, but can maybe microwave something. So really just trying to find items that are gonna be helpful for people when there are so many things going on. People have lost their homes. They're trying to do that cleanup now.
Amazing. Margot, thank you so much. So this is going on from 5 to 7, and they have enough supplies to provide for up to 500 households. So you can come out here to the distribution. That's off 75th and Keystone from 5 to 7. Dustin and Felicia.
All right, Ella, thank you. Getting folks the help they need. And help is coming for the hundreds of Hoosiers impacted by the floods.
FEMA approved Governor Braun's request for a major disaster declaration. That's important because it unlocks federal money for homeowners and renters. So far, 21 counties are now approved for that money.
That includes Marion County and the Ravenswood neighborhood, where Jenna Webster talked to one woman still in full cleanup mode.
It's been 12 days since all the flooding started in Ravenswood, and still 12 days later, if you step on this carpet in the garage, water is still coming out of it. So now they're working on getting all this removed, but the next thing that they have to work on is a lot of paperwork for all that federal disaster assistance.
19 inches of water in the garage, 14 inches of water in the house that's now down to its studs inside.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
Even the walls above the floodwater feel wet. Sandra Falk can't begin to guess how much the damage will cost her. At one point, she had flood insurance, but not anymore.
I applied to my home insurance and they quickly denied it the next day. They will not cover any of the contents of my home for a natural disaster.
Sandra's application for the state disaster assistance $5,000 is still pending. She just submitted for federal disaster assistance help too.
Even if it's just the essential, I'll take anything, you know, that they can provide.
Now it's just the question of how much the federal government will pay. There's several different types of assistance, from home damage to food, clothing, and shelter, and even things you buy to make your home safe again, like a dehumidifier. When it comes to home damage, FEMA says the past average payout was $6,800, but for many flood victims like Sandra, it will likely be an expensive road to recovery, much paid out of pocket. In Indianapolis, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
Now, if you or someone you know was impacted by this flooding and in need of help, you can now send a text.
That's right. Governor Braun announced today this new service. So you just text IN211 HELP. It's there at the bottom of your screen right there. You can send that text any time of day.
Then you'll get a text back asking for your zip code. After that, you follow the prompts to select the type of help you need. And if you do not find what you need the first time, you can start over by sending another text.
And you can find our story with that number as well as all the other resources for flood victims, because there's just so much information, so many phone numbers and email addresses and websites. We put it all together on our website.
Yes. Again, that was text IN211 HELP. All right, check out our website, WTHR.com/flooding, to get more info. Developing tonight, a woman is now under arrest accused of abandoning her baby behind an Indianapolis shopping center. Metro Police found the infant on the southeast side Monday night. This is after someone saw something unusual and called 911. So they tell us the baby was okay, and about an hour ago, Metro Police announced that they have arrested a 24-year-old woman on a preliminary charge of neglect.
Also tonight, a 14-year-old is in the hospital in critical condition after a shooting where a 17-year-old died. That shooting happened near East 10th and Emerson about 24 hours ago. That's on Indy's east side. Metro Police tell us they found the two teens shot inside a house just before 7 last night. Both were in critical condition at the time, but we later learned 17-year-old Alexander Salgado Batoya passed away. Investigators have not shared any other information yet as far as maybe any suspects or a motive. We'll let you know as soon as we do.
Tonight, we're learning a man now plans to plead guilty to the murder of his wife in front of their 4 children. Cecil Maines is accused of killing his wife near the end of last December. A judge will now sentence him in October to 45 years in prison, and as part of the sentence, he will not be allowed to speak to his kids. Court documents state his wife, Jerry, had filed a protection order on Christmas Day, accusing him of threatening to kill her. 3 days later, police found that she'd been killed at their home on the south side of Indy. Jerry's cousin, Heather Curlin, issued a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to carry on Jerry as her bright smile would. We will carry Jerry with us for the rest of our lives. I will say her name and tell her story, and I will continue fighting for Jerry's law in her honor."
Coming up, it appears to be a post-race day problem.
The concerns about ammonia in Speedway's wastewater following the greatest spectacle in racing. And we'll tell you what the town is doing about it. That's ahead at 5:30. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Felicia, storms tonight, heat in the 7-day. I'll have a look ahead.
Some of the Colt star players are continuing to make their way back onto the practice field. We're going to talk with defensive back Charvarius Ward and his status heading into the season. That's coming up in 13 Sports.